remember I went to, I don't know if I can share this. I went to a conference in Assisi. I think it was in 2019. Might have been just before COVID got cracking. And there were representatives from all over Europe at this particular conference. And it was on the subject of prophecy. And there was lots of talk about prophecy, but I was very disappointed that I didn't hear anything that I thought was really genuinely prophetic, which was kind of ironic. But while I was there, I got two prophecies myself, which were they came in two stages, but it was all as if it was all the one prophecy. So I wonder, can I share the
Yes, please.
words?
Yes, we love.
The listeners might be interested.
Yes.
Lower the flags all over Europe. Weep and mourn for the people, because I have died in their hearts. They have walked away from me in large numbers. They no longer acknowledge my sovereignty or keep my commandments. Warn the people that in departing from me, they have departed from their true selves and from my blessings. Now they are on their own. Warn them that their apostasy even frustrates the natural world, as they no longer mediate with me on its behalf. It's going to shake. There will be great storms. Much rain will fall. Rivers will overflow. Crops will fail. Many lives will be lost. The chaos in nature will only be a reflection of the greater chaos in the hearts of many people. It too will break forth in destructive ways. Pray against the coming time of tribulation. Although your prayers will not be able to prevent it, they may lessen its severity. Times of chastisement and humbling are coming. You too will suffer with the many. Now, I don't know. Always a prophecy has to be discerned. But already I see the big floods are coming. We had them in Spain there recently, and they were devastating. There were other ones in Germany, and they were devastating. All over the world. And but as I said earlier in our chat, while I was wondering what form the tribulation would take, I'm now fairly fixed on the fact that although there will be many aspects to the tribulation, unfortunately, the war is the most likely one. And if our climate is disturbed by all kinds of noxious fumes, God only knows what a nuclear war will do to our climate. But anyway, firstly, the church will be purified by its darkness. The world will be humbled by its darkness. And then the message of the evangelizers, who would have grown in the power of the Spirit and the gifts of the Spirit, that their evangelization would be very effective after the breakdown in the secular world. Now, I often wondered over the years, what form would the darkness in the world take? I mean, we're already familiar with the darkness in the church because it's been going on for years. Like an obvious example is the child sex abuse scandals and the mass desertion of people from practice, church practice. I'm sure it's the same in Australia as it is in Ireland, where here in Dublin now, the practice rate is around 10%, and it used to be 85%. So there's kind of an apostasy taking place. And so we're having all kinds of problems in the church. But I wondered what form would the problems in the world take. Now, I thought there's a number of possibilities. It could be a big financial crash, greater than the one we had in 2008. It could be a pandemic worse than COVID, which would sweep millions of people away through some deadly disease. Or it could be climate change would become almost unbearable and it would cause immense problems. But of course, always out of the corner of my eye, I thought there could be a war and a nuclear war. And I've been trying to discern, over the years, And that image that that you shared there a moment ago, that made me think, unfortunately, it's the war option that's coming, and that it will be devastating. And it's interesting that Pope Francis has said for 2 or 3 years now that he thinks that World War III has already begun. And he says, like, it's smoldering, but that one conflict is joining up with another. More and more countries are getting involved. I mean, obviously, the North Koreans going into the Ukraine or into Russia is an example of that. And then the British and the French and the Americans allowing their rockets to be fired into Russia. It's getting worse and worse all the time. And so, Pope John Paul II did warn that great chastisement was coming, and he said that he thought it was unavoidable, and that we could pray to mitigate the chastisement, but the prayers would not prevent it. And he said something mysterious. He said, only in this way will the church be purified. Now, it was never clear to me whether he was talking about chastisement in the church itself, and I presume he was. But if there's a tribulation in the world, we as believers can't avoid it because we live in the world. So we will suffer along with everybody else. Maybe not in the same way, because we would have hope and say God has a providential purpose in this, whereas many people in the world will just despair because they see no purpose in it. So I'm afraid when I'm praying now in the morning, I'm pretty gloomy in the sense that I don't think even we're guaranteed to get to next Christmas, not this Christmas, but Christmas 25, without terrible upheaval in the world. I hope we get through, but the signs aren't good at the moment. And my point is that we've had many prophecies for many, many years kind of saying this was likely to happen, but people don't listen. So it's a fairly dire situation.
Welcome to Mother in Refuge of the End Times. We are excited to be releasing our 4th book of prayers, introducing our most comprehensive book of prayers to date, entitled My Daily Prayer Book, Hope of a New Heaven and a New Earth. This collection of the most beautiful prayers is dedicated to and inspired by the Queen and Mother of the End Times. As is seen on the cover page, immerse yourself in the profound richness of Catholic tradition with Mother in Refuge of the End Times, My Daily Prayer Book. This meticulously curated collection features prayers for every moment and every occasion, providing spiritual support and inspiration throughout your day. Begin each morning with powerful prayers like the morning offering in the prayer to obtain the grace of all the world's masses. Deepen your devotion with prayers dedicated to the divine will and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Honor significant moments with consecration prayers, including those to our Blessed Mother, Saint Joseph, in the most Sacred Heart of Jesus. Engage in heartfelt devotions to the precious blood in the Holy Rosary, and find comfort in the timeless supplications to Our Lady. Enhance your spiritual armor with prayers for protection, conversion, reparation in the Holy Trinity. This comprehensive prayer book also includes special sections for confession, Mass, the Holy Souls, bedtime, and saint intercessions, ensuring you are spiritually fortified at all times. Perfect for personal devotion or as a thoughtful gift, this prayer book is your companion in faith, offering solace, strength, and a deeper connection with God. Enrich your spiritual journey today and embrace the power of prayer with Mother in Refuge of the End Times, My Daily Prayer Book. As always, we thank you so much for your support of this ministry, and may the Lord always shed His grace and love upon you.